right when I bought it, I got accepted into Harvard Business School.
What?
Yeah, and this is kind of where I study every day. I didn't know this was a video interview. I thought it was a radio interview. So that's why I don't look like Lacey Von Erich. I look like Lacey Blindberry, Harvard student.
You look great, Lacey. Honestly,
Okay.
like don't stress about it at all. Wait, Harvard Business. That's incredible, Lacey. You're going to
I know.
Harvard Business School?
I didn't know I would get in. I mean, honestly, if I did, I would have like waited for the acceptance and thought about like whether I'm going to own a big company when I'm doing this right now. But it's really helping me a lot. I just actually did a really big seminar and had to write a couple papers on like an entrepreneur that you admire. So I had to like study up on entrepreneurs and things like that. And it's put a lot of things in perspective that I'm going to implement into SWE Fury, which I'm really excited about. So it's actually working out really well. It's helping me develop my mind, which will help develop SWE.
Wow. Okay, so why did you decide now is the time to make this investment? And you say you're owner, so you bought the whole company. I was a little confused about
exactly. I didn't buy the whole company. I bought a big chunk of it.
Got it.
The rest of the company is owned by Tom Lance, my business partner and good friend. So so he owns the rest of it, and then I just do the business side of things, and he helps promote and do the wrestling stuff.
Okay, so why did you feel now was the time to buy into SWE? What made you want to make this leap?
Well, okay, so I went out because they put Daddy in the Hall of Fame, Lacey Von Erich. If people are listening, don't know him. And so I kind of saw what they were doing. It was different than all the other wrestling federations I had gone to. It was very much an old school sportatorium, cool way of doing wrestling again. It felt like it was back, honestly.
Cool.
I was actually interested in watching it for the first time since ever. And since I was a little girl, like it really felt, I mean, if you've been to an SWE Fury match, it's as real as it gets. I feel bad for those guys a lot. And backstage when they're done, like they are beat up and they just do it right. It's not like a big showboating production. It's like genuine, good Texas in your face kind of wrestling. And so when I found out that one of their shareholders wanted to be bought out, I decided to do it because I really wanted to help develop this. I feel like, WWE has gotten really big kind of production Broadway. And I'm like, let's bring actual real wrestling back. Talk to my cousins, Ross and Marshall. They're going to be coming and joining me. So all the Von Erichs will be back together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we as a family are going to do something really big. Then I implemented kids camp because I felt like the generations of watching wrestling kept getting older and older.
Yeah.
And we got to go back. We got to get these kids, we got to get their memories and everything instilled with SWE or pro wrestling again. So I started a kids camp, and for the first show I went to with SWE, there was probably 10 kids there on their phone. They all said no, they didn't want to be a pro wrestler. And then the first kids camp I did, I had 70 kids there. They all wanted to do it.
What's a kid camp? Like kids learning to wrestle? Like, is that what you're doing?
So what it is, it's wrestling or pro wrestling kids camp, right? So they get their face painted, they get to dress up like the wrestlers, they get to shoot promo videos, they get to have their own 8x10s, and then Charlie Haas or another wrestler will teach them a couple like fun moves.
Okay.
And then they get their own kids camp section. At the camp too, we kind of educate them on all of our fun wrestlers, and they get to make signs for their favorite one. And so at the show, they have their own section. They hold up their signs, and they are going nuts. Like they're educated on who the wrestlers are. They become quick fans that day at kids camp for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then we have them start the show. I put them all backstage and have them walk out and get in the ring at the beginning of the show. So it really instills that like memory that they'll never forget. And that's how we're going to build this next generation of wrestlers. And it's definitely blowing up. I'm partnering up with Big Brother, Big Sisters. We're having the bigs and littles come out. I've been in the board of directors and helping chair events here in California for 14 years. So now I am talking with Big Brother Big Sisters out in Texas, and some of the littles and bigs and stuff will be at the camp in Irving on August 28th for this next show. So we're really excited to see some of these underprivileged kids that wouldn't normally be able to do something like this, be able to come at a hopefully free going forward. We're trying to do kind of a GoFundMe so that underprivileged kids that wouldn't be able to afford it will be able to come. Even if it's with their parents. A lot of times you're with Big Brother Big Sisters because your parents aren't around, and they want you to have some sort of mentor, somebody there for you. So if they come with their parents, it's another bonding experience that normally they wouldn't get with them because they work a lot or they're single parents or what have you. So yeah, we're really excited. It's a really cool experience so far.
That's awesome. And like community outreach is such a big part of growing a brand, right? And growing a company and creating those new fans and like stuff like that. I've seen these SWE shows and y'all draw really great houses, like some really big crowds I've seen down at SWE.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
how
just a more rowdy crowd now with all the kids. I love it.
So like how big do you want to grow this thing, Lacey? Like what are your goals for SWE? What are some big picture things that you want to do with the company?
Honestly, being retro, sticking with the old school style of things, building out our kids camp so that, we're building that generation. And then, once we're selling out, we just do a little bigger. And when we sell out there, we'll do a little bigger. I have a lot of really big ideas that are out of the box for pro wrestling. Like some Vegas shows and stuff I can't even talk about because other wrestling federations would totally do it if they heard.
Got it.
And I'm sure they'll copy me as soon as it happens. But a lot of big things are about to happen. I have a lot of really cool friends out here in California that I've developed over the last 15 years that I've lived here.
Yeah.
And when I get with them, they don't know what wrestling is, but they have a lot of good business sense. They're billionaires or this or that, and they want to help. So I'm really excited to see what these amazing connections that I've built over the years are going to help do for us. So it's not just me. I have an army of, friends and connections that all have ideas. And I have friends that own stadiums in Texas that hold 10,000 people. So those are definitely goals that we fill up one day.
So you see yourself outside. I heard Vegas, I hear California. So you see, SWE has really been mostly a Texas territory, kind of.
Yeah, we're going to Oklahoma. We'll be going to, I don't know, a lot of places that we're having on the schedule next year won't be in Texas.
Okay.
But there'll be fun places for Texans to go to or visit. Who doesn't want to go to Vegas?
Sure.
Because the rodeos and stuff, when they're in Vegas, they're just packed full of Texas people. So maybe we'll try to do it when the rodeos are in town, so they're already there.
So you talk about